Hello, Bob Pillay here from Cornerstone Law Offices, and we're here as part of our Community Influencers interview today. Now, for those who have been following us, you've probably heard the Roundtable with Experts series last year. We ran a number of those. We also had Let's Get to Know Our Team Members, which is the Cornerstone team members. And this is our new series, and it's our second interview called the Community Influencers. And today we have Rita from J R FormalBoutique. And Rita, you're from Lithuania.
Yes, correct. I am from Lithuania.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Lithuania? Where is it on the map? Like, what are the surrounding countries?
I think we called the Baltic states.
The Baltic states, yeah.
Yes, and we used to be part of Russia.
Yes.
But first country we ran away from Russia and we got independence.
Wow, wow,
yes,
wow.
That's what it's like a small country, but we have a lot of passion and energy. Yes.
So it's a very different to obviously we're here in Queensland and we've got our jackets on and it's the middle of summer. The temperature, the climate would be obviously completely different to Queensland, right?
Definitely.
So tell me a little bit about when you were growing up. What were some of the things that you did in Lithuania, in the Baltic state?
I think if we start from today,
Yeah.
today is minus 15.
Minus 15 degrees C.
Today, yes.
Wow.
It's coming to minus 30 on the way.
Wow.
In
wow.
different parts of Lithuania. That's
Yeah.
what we have 4 proper seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It means including winter,
Yeah.
spring, summer, and autumn. A lifestyle totally different.
It's totally different. You know what? That's interesting that you touched that. We in Queensland, I suppose, we really don't experience the full season. I lived in US for about 6 years, and it was distinct. California, I mean, it's kind of not probably you don't see the full seasons, but literally from the date of one season to the other, you can see the changes. You know, it's very distinct. But I suppose in Lithuania, it'll be more distinct.
It's
right?
definitely distinct and definitely different. I would say when we arrived from Lithuania to Australia, the big difference,
Yeah.
it was you don't need to preserve anything for winter.
Yeah.
Because you go and buy here because it's of a fresh overproduction it is and produce.
Very good.
Like
yeah.
in Lithuania, we have to pick up everything in summer
Yeah.
and get preserved in
For
the
winter
jars
time.
for winter.
Wow.
It means when you make 200 liters of apple juice
Wow.
and you keep in the storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. So you have potatoes as well.
So it's interesting. I'm going to probably be, educating our audience on Lithuania in the different seasons and so on. So obviously your winter, autumn, spring, summer. What are the sports or what are the activities people do in those distinct seasons? Obviously over here we go to beaches almost every time, right? What are the activities for those distinct seasons in Lithuania?
I think Lithuania are very well known for basketball.
Basketball, right?
Basketball is our famous.
Yeah.
Like you watch rugby union.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what people in Lithuania.
And is that a summer sport or just goes
it's
throughout?
all seasons.
All seasons. Okay.
All season goes because it's indoor sport.
Yeah.
But like a nation crazy for this one.
Wow.
Yes. And for summer we have a running, hiking.
Yeah.
We have beautiful beaches with
Yeah.
sand. You can do all the different surfing as well, but it's not of course like here.
Yeah.
But boats,
Yeah.
a lot of different things. Winter is the best thing because you can enjoy your horse riding.
Horse riding in winter.
Yes.
Wow. So when
With
you
a big ski like a slider,
Yeah.
it's a horse and
Like a sled.
bells. Yes, and the horse is going and bells is ringing and full moon if it is at night and snow sparkles.
Yeah.
Fantastic, and dog is barking far away.
Wow, wow.
It's
So did
magic.
you live in the city in a town or did you live in the countryside when you were growing up?
When I grew up, I lived in a city,
Yeah.
but my family, my father's sister lives in the countryside. It
Very
means
good.
we enjoyed both parts.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
So now, if you're wondering how we got Rita over here to do the interview, so Rita has known Rena, who does red carpet and also a team member for us for a while now, and obviously it's fashion. Okay, so Rita is very engrossed in with her business as J R FormalBoutique, and just before this interview, we were talking about where this passion for design and making clothes came from. So it's from your dad.
Yes.
So explain a little bit more about it. What did your dad do? What did your parents do? And and how did that ignite to this day now that you've got your own company and your own business?
I think everything started from a fire. When I was little, I did not understand, but when I was aged by 5, my father made me 20 coats.
Your father made you 20 coats, and he stitched it by himself.
He did everything by himself, and of course, all the time when you walk and you just different.
Yeah.
And these days, of course, it was very different situation because like it was communism in Russia, and it was like different circumstances for everyone.
Yeah.
Not like every family can afford it for child to buy all these things. And I think I seen father working and making all the winter clothes. As our winter is so cold, he used to make like a leather jacket, like a coat, and inside you would have a sheepskin.
Yeah, like a lining,
like
sheepskin lining.
Sheepskin, because if it is only leather, it's gonna be too cold.
Yeah.
But if it is snowing and like it comes like a terrible wind, it means the best one to protect and keep you warm, just with a leather. And I saw how hard it was to do, and I said, I would never want to do these things.
Yeah.
But that's what, of course, it was.
But it was in your blood. Yeah, it was in your blood. It just
to do it. And I saw he was doing men jackets.
Yeah.
Everything's like this one, and one side stitching like 3 hours by hand.
Wow. So did he sold it as well as part of to get an income?
He worked, but his hobby as well. He was sewing at home.
At home as well.
Yes, but everything starting from beginning.
Yeah. Wow.
He was as well like a sewing in military when he went to military.
Yeah.
And I think all the time he used to bring some little offcuts from work for me to play, and I used to be making like dresses for the dolls and playing with some fabrics. That's what definitely brought inspiration.
So how many siblings growing up? How many siblings do you have? Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do have my brother, 10 years older.
Yeah. Where is he?
He's in Lithuania.
He's in Lithuania. So you still have parents and
My father sadly he passed away 12 years ago.
Yeah.
He had a stroke, sadly.
Yeah.
But my mom, she's alive. Yes.
Well, before COVID, how often would you go back to Lithuania to visit?
Every 3 years.
Every 3 years.
2 years ago, I've been exactly. I just come back probably 2 days ago. 2 years ago, come back from Lithuania in this cold, in -20.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I know. Especially for the migrant population out there, I've got to ask this question to you, Rita. You know, you always have a couple of favorites, right? What's one of the favorite drinks that you miss from Lithuania, and the favorite food? So what would that be?
Okay, favorite drink. We had so many herb, I don't know even, it's not even in here in Australia do you have, because most of them own alcohol, a vodka base.
Yeah.
But it has been soaked, for example, with all the herbs.
Right.
And
so it's not fruits, it's herbs.
Herbs, because everything's based in vodka. I think because close to Russia.
Yeah.
And we're good of all of this one weeds.
Yeah.
To make all vodka in liquid or in a bread.
Yeah, doesn't matter, right? As long
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we soak everything in just herbs. It means take oak skin.
Right.
Or different herbs. It could be like a 30, 50 different. It means if you put some sugar, you can have like liqueur.
Right.
But it's like homeopathics, because it's natural. In Australia, you cannot buy.
No.
This one is like kind of like balsamic, nothing at all. That's what definitely missed.
It's probably blow us up here because it's too hot.
No, it's not. It's just probably the most strongest what you can get, like 90%.
Yeah. And what about the food? What's the favorite food?
A lot. I missed a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Give me one.
Give you one. It's like from desserts.
Yeah.
We have shakotis. It had like a spikes, like all of these ones. Some of a part in Sydney we cooking. Yeah. But you can't get like this ones. Shimtalapis. It comes like 100 pages.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a Turkish dessert. Oh,
nice.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Fantastic.
So growing up in Lithuania, you know, you've got all these good memories. When did you come to Australia and why?
Okay. We went to a visit in London. We went to visit London when it was part of the Lithuania was part of Soviet Union. It means still it was communism.
Yeah.
and it was totally different world. When we never ever allowed to leave Lithuania, and one day you just decided to go and I think, what's happening here?
Yeah, this big
it's
world.
Totally different things. Yeah. But when you go to London and you can stay only like 6 months, and later the visa requirements, and you think is how hard it is. And we thought, okay, let's have a look what we can do to go and to live somewhere else, like professionally, like to go and to have visa. If you want to stay, we can stay. If you don't, we can come back all the time. And we discovered it was like 5 countries in the world you can do immigration.
Right.
We can do immigration in New Zealand.
Yeah.
It was New Zealand, South Africa, Canada, Australia. I can't remember the fifth one.
But that's UK itself.
No, UK is impossible.
Okay, it's impossible. Yeah.
No. We tried to immigrate to New Zealand, but because we couldn't show of my work experience, because when it was communist, I started to be a little bit all of this collapsing, and we had a lot of new companies established, and you couldn't show your work experience for little companies which when you showed.
Right.
And you worked. It means we choose to do legally, being for me being like a tailoress.
Yep.
And it means tailoress and fashion design. It was one diploma which one combined.
Yeah. So did you do tailoring the diploma back in Lithuania?
In Lithuania, I can study because when I looked in a file, whatever he was working with some men's clothes, he said, no, I'm not going to make all these big clothes.
Yeah.
And they went to study.
Yeah.
And they went to study to do everything in ladies' wear.
Ladies,
Yes.
Okay.
And when I was studying everything in ladies' wear, the lady who was my sewing technology teacher, she worked with my father.
Oh, okay.
It means I was always
connected to.
Not connected. I was a leader of the group. I had to go and to show everyone exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
If we can learn it like how to make pockets like for this ones.
Yeah.
Just only brief like information.
Yeah.
It means I have to know in words, but I know in practice. It means my father would say, come here and I will show you, and you have to make it exactly the same.
Yeah.
And next day I would go to the college and I have to make exactly for all 30 girls to show how to do it. And I couldn't say no, because I know the teacher, she would connect to my father and I'm gonna be saying, oh, I failed, and I couldn't.
You've been a fashion designer, probably picking on my shirt and my jacket and
no,
my pants. So how old were you when you left to come to Australia? And by the way, great choice that you selected Australia.
Thank you. We arrived to Australia almost 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it's gonna be 20 years ago in July.
Okay, great.
Yes, as a skilled migrant, it was very impossible. I have to learn English language from zero because I never learned before. At school, I was study Russian and German. It means this language I have to learn to pass IELTS exams and everything. It wasn't easy.
It was difficult,
Very
and it's a unique language, right, in Lithuania?
Lithuanian, we have a language which one, a Hindu-European. It's only one language in the world.
Wow.
It's 35 letters.
Yeah. What's the population of Lithuania?
3 million.
3 million.
Only living in Lithuania, but probably around the world we would have another millions, maybe more.
Is there quite a big population of Lithuanian in Brisbane?
No.
No.
Okay. Very small population. The people who came after Second World War, they established community. They have a beautiful community at Highgate Hill. And later when we arrived, it was the funniest thing because by the time we arrived, we had 3 children. And when we walked in Lithuanian club, and my youngest daughter, she was age of 2, where people been shocked because never ever before someone arrived with children.
With children from Lithuania.
From Lithuania, just be walking in 2 adults and 3 children.
Wow.
I think, what are you doing here? How did you get here?
Were you well received by the community?
Yes, definitely we well received. Yes, because it's totally different country. It's different, habits and traditions.
And you didn't even visit. You just migrated. So you didn't even know where you. Wow.
Because the rules of immigration, it was very funny. if you want to come as a visitor, you can apply to come as a visitor. But if you're going to say no, it means you never ever allowed again to apply to come as a skilled migrant.
Ah, right. Yeah, interesting.
Yes, and
so there you go.
Like, let's go like a skilled migrant, but it took us 2.5 years to get all these organized documents.
So if you're out there, you're a migrant, or you're looking at becoming an Australian, you think you got it tough. You know, this is what happened back in 20 years ago, right? Yeah. I mean, I came here over 30 years ago, and it was very easy for us. Well, I'm from Fiji, so it was very easy for us. But I can just imagine what you guys would have gone through, or even the current situation with COVID and everything else. And so it's obviously keeps changing all the time.
All the time.
Now, your passion for design that you picked up from Dad. When you came over here, talk me through it. What are some of the things you did before you started your own shop? And what inspired you, like, to go back to, the ground roots again?
Okay, I think yes, definitely it was very different. When you're coming from here, from Lithuania, we landed as well to Sydney. The first stop, it was for 6 months in Sydney because we had friends. We never knew anyone here in Brisbane. And we just leaving Lithuania. It was Lithuania in July. It was nice and warm. And we said, we need to take a jacket for children. No, it's warm in Australia. It's July. We arrived in July. It was freezing. First thing, next day, go to the shop and buy all the jackets for children.
It's winter here, obviously.
It was very difficult to establish ourselves in Sydney. Because when we arrived, my youngest daughter, she was only 2 years of age. It means to get a child here, it was mission impossible. That's what it was the biggest problem for us to search. And later, everyone recommended to go to Brisbane. Just it's better visa jobs and better living conditions. We arrived in this one 2002 in January.
Wow.
That's when we arrived here, yes.
Very good.
After 6 months being in Sydney.
So not only you chose the best country, you chose the best state to live in.
Yes. We came here, and ever since when we came here, it was like things happen like unpredictable. We went for a walk one day to the Brisbane city, and we walking through the Brisbane city and Brisbane arcade, and it was like a designer shop, and we walked in and I said, it's just new arrival, I'm just looking for the jobs, do you have anything? And she asked, can you do some over pockets and all? Yeah, of course. I've been taught by my
Brisbane
father.
Arcade.
Yes, Brisbane Arcade.
Yeah.
And this way, when I came 2002, that's when I walked in, and I just been doing until 2012.
Oh wow! So you were there for 10 years.
Yes.
Wow. And then you started your
later. No, I just go to work for someone else after this one because. We just changed the situation as well with the business, with the owners. And later I went to work for someone else. When I was working for someone else, my children been suffer a lot.
Yes.
Because we lived far away from public transport. And I used to go and pick up my daughter from McDonald's. And I would say, I'm coming 5 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm running late. It's like 5:30.
Cool.
And my youngest son, yes, it was family daycare. And you have to pick up before 6.
So you got 4 kids now?
I have 4 kids. I have the last one boy born here. And I feel so sorry because she always study and doing in McDonald's. It looks like a hopeless parents. What happened to this one child? Why she's here? And I decided one day I have to change something.
Very good.
Yes. And I started with business. It was very hard. Very, very hard at the beginning. Because you enter totally unpredictable world. You don't know what is it industry, is different country, you don't know anything.
So how did you have support? I mean, how did you have the idea and did you seek help? I mean, these questions are obviously for the migrant population out there or any population out there who are looking at starting a business because I was just having a chat before with Noel and same thing, you just got to do it. But, a lot of people would be thinking, it's easy for you to say, just do it, What went through your mind? How do you actually took that first step into business?
First thing like I put in a business, I totally bought the business established.
Okay.
It was beginning of the business which one been selling a formal wear for children. It means starting from 5 zeros, like a little babies newborn, up to age 16. And I thought, wow, this is great idea because people will buy the clothes and gonna be I can start to do some sewing at the band and so doing some alterations. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
No, because the business being like established, but it didn't have a lot of running. It was not a lot of clients. People used to come to try our clothes and they would jump online and buy online.
Buy online, yes.
Yes, saving $20.
Yeah.
And you're spending all the time. And I said, no, we have to rotate slightly something different. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, she was going through the formal age of this formal. And
yes,
she said,
school formal.
School formal. And I said, Mom, why we wouldn't start to make a formal dresses and to make something like this one more suitable because it's not a lot. And that's what my youngest daughter inspiration it was starting.
So there was a niche obviously inspired by your youngest daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And later she did as well another trick because I made her formal dress. It was her 17th birthday in June. And she said, what is my present for my birthday? And I said, just you got this formal dress. She said, no, it's not right. I need something else.
So what are your children, your kids doing now? Anyone in your line of work?
No.
No.
No. My oldest daughter, she loves fashion. She loves a little bit designing, but to do follow my steps now.
No. Now, tell me where is J R FormalBoutique?
J R FormalBoutique is in Redcliffe, number 6, shop 6, number 3, Violet Street.
Very good, very good. So for those people out there, when you are in Redcliffe or if you're around there, it doesn't have to be. You also obviously have a website and so on.
Yes.
Go check out Rita's shop, J R FormalBoutique. Rita, I know you've got this fashion show coming up. Would you like to explain a little bit more about what this is? We will put this up on our page. But tell us a little bit more about.
This is my oldest daughter.
Oh, that's your daughter. Oh, she's modeling for your. And is that something you made?
Yes.
Oh wow! Look at that. Okay, the daughter and mother designs.
Yeah, my daughter's doing modeling. Yes, definitely.
She's doing modeling. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us about this event.
I think this what is inspired as well last year.
Yeah.
Because last year when it was COVID-19, everything was closed.
Yeah.
And people start to go running, exercising, and we just start to just like missing the pockets, missing where you need to put your keys, your headphones.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired to do something different.
Yeah.
I designed and made activewear. It means activewear totally different. Where you have your pockets, you can put your phone, your headphones connected, and you have pockets at the back as well, some jumpers, just suitable for this one.
With your own label? Or
yes.
You do, yeah, excellent.
Yes, I'm doing everything.
People in the activewear sports area, there you go, yeah.
And this one as well is my oldest daughter's as well. It was inspiration to make a one-piece sets, which one it never been before in Australia.
Yeah.
It means a half of the top and a shorts, and we connect it with a zip.
Okay.
It means if you go for bicycle riding, if you go canoeing, if you have paddle board, anything of this ones, even to gym, the pieces don't separate. Even you exercise hard, everything's connected and stays fit.
Very good.
Yes.
And is it a surprise or a secret or what the label itself called for that?
It's gonna be everything J R FormalBoutique, but because when I'm changing business name, it's gonna be different.
We'll keep it for when you announce it. No, that's great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rita. It's been interesting to learn a little bit more about the Lithuanian side of it and your journey. Into Australia, it's really interesting. Obviously, everyone has their own story, but I've never had anyone from Lithuania explain about the culture, the food, the seasons, and everything else.
Yeah, so, of course, because it's not too many of us here in Lithuania. Being me as well a president of Lithuanian club for 7 years.
That's right. Yeah. So you've been a president for 7 years.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that you guys do as far as the
we always get connected. It means connecting once a month. Now next month, for example, I'm cooking all of them Lithuanian dish.
That's what I'm looking for is the food. I was wondering when that's going to come up.
Yeah, we love all the Lithuanian potatoes, of course, because it's winter. Yeah. We can do around 100 dishes and just potatoes.
Wow.
Cepelinai and kugelis and vadarai just for community.
What's the most popular meat? Do you guys eat a lot of meat? What's it?
Pork.
Pork is popular. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The most popular.
Interesting. Yeah.
But That's what I learned, sewing from my father, and I learned cooking from my mother, because my mom, she's amazing cook.
Yeah.
And she teach me pastries and cakes, everything to cook.
It's interesting because when I was in US, I used to go to Switzerland and Germany for work, and one of Marcus, if you're listening to this, they were explaining about how they get the alcohol they use.
Vodka?
Schnapps.
Oh,
schnapps. Schnapps. And it was based on how many cattle, how many cows they have, and how many liters you could make, because he would always have, so many liters available of per schnapps. It's like, so how come, you got, last year it was this much and this year is this much? Oh, one of my cow died. So it was based on how many cattle you have, and it was used to clean the tits, obviously, because that's how traditionally of what they was used for. But it was amazing, that was part of the meal culture, cold country and so on.
Yes.
So yeah, it's interesting, and everything revolved around food and drinks.
Because it's well, like in old days, when medication, used to be, we never had like a coffee mixture, or you can go some coffee mixture, but everything was based on alcohol. And means my mom, she had in the kitchen, staying like 7 bottles, and you would get whatever it gets too sick, and she would give it, and so I'm so bitter. You don't want to get sick.
Hey, that's what kills COVID as well, alcohol content. So there you go.
Definitely, but because here everything's used to just tablets.
Yeah, that's right.
You get sick, you have to go. But we don't like this one now. More we're just doing everything's like a herbal, everything's remedial, all of it traditional.
So there's always a couple of questions, obviously. Now I'll ask you 2 questions for our audience out there. One thing is, what was the most difficult part of migrating in here into Australia? So think about it. And the second one is starting a business, and what would be one lesson that you could tell out there, anyone who's thinking of starting a business? What would be that one lesson that they could take?
Okay, to answering your first question, I think everyone who thinks of migrating is the biggest cautions and feeling how you're going to leave your parents or your loved ones. This one is always the most difficult, no matter if you go a next city, a next country, or miles and miles away. This is the biggest problem. Which one, of course, and everyone comes like, we miss you and how sad you're leaving. But if you want to change anything for yourself and change things in the future for your children, you have to take a step above. And no matter how sad you leave them behind and how disappointed you are and they are, you have to do it.
You have to follow through.
You have to do it. Yes.
So if you want a difference, you have to make the change, right?
Of course, because only you in charge in your life. It means you can't blame anyone. Because you and you master for your life.
I like that. If you want to change, you have to make the difference. Or if you want a difference, you have to make the change.
Definitely. And now starting the business, I think the biggest thing is persistent. Because starting the business, you never know what to do and how to do. When you come and work for someone, you only work and do this job. It means anything what is around, you're not involved. But when you're starting your business, you're thinking about your marketing, your advertising, your finances, your income, your clients, and quality.
And what happens when you get sick?
And when you get sick,
that's right.
there's no one here for you because it's only you and you and you.
Exactly.
That's it. It means it's totally different things, and people like to talk about it and say, "Oh, we know, I'm just helping to someone run their business." But when you run the business and you're helping someone, it's totally different things.
Exactly, because it's your money, it's your time, your effort, and your future as well.
And you have to always allow yourself to be, like I would say, first year, not gonna be profit. Because when you work for someone, you think, oh, it comes Friday, you get paid. Here, when it comes Friday, if you're lucky, you get some money. If you don't lucky.
Good point there. You got to be persistent, and also, if you're in it for the money, in the first year, well, I don't think you should be in the business because it takes time, and that's one of my advice for people as well. You got to do it. You got to have passion. I mean, look at Rita. The passion came from a dad. Correct. Into studying, into coming over here, and then starting working for other people, and then starting. So it's it's great to have. Yeah, I'll buy a business, but then the passion's got to be there. So that's a great couple of tips there, Rita. Really appreciate your time. And I'd like to wish you all the best with this event coming up, and it's also supported by obviously Scripture Union. I'll give you a plug as well because we're a big supporter of Scripture Union as well, Queensland. They do a great job as well. So any final takers, Rita, that our audience can take from you and from your community?
I think the biggest being in a business, you have to commit yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like everyone is saying, that's what probably always I did here. If I did this one, I would have this one. But you never did it and you don't have it.
Yeah.
It means you have to do it to That's know right. What can you have it.
Yeah.
If you do it and you're persistent and achieve it, I didn't have the silver tray to say, here you are, it's your business for you.
Exactly.
I have to do it, ice break slowly.
Yeah.
But you have to do it. Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up, and don't say if, because that if will never come if you don't engage the gear. So there you go. Thank you very much. Thanks to the audience. It's a pleasure interviewing Rita from Lithuania. And from obviously your company, J R FormalBoutique. So if you're out and about in the Redcliffe area, or even this event, which is on 21st of February, which is only a week away, get in touch or find out a little bit more about it. We will put this up on our page and links below as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this series, and if you liked it, and if you think other people will benefit from this, please like and share. Go check out Rita's website as well. Once again, we'll probably put it on our link somewhere as well, and promote your business as well. So thank you. Thanks for being with us, and we'll look forward to the next series and next episodes. Don't forget, we've got 3 series going: Roundtable with the experts, get to know our team members, and this one here, which is the community influencers. Have a great day.
And thank you very much for having me and let me talk about my culture, about my passion, and definitely supporting Scripture Union. It's my passion.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So thank you
very much.
And thank you.